everyone, nice to see you again. I hope you're all having a lovely summer or whatever season you happen to be in your part of the world. As some of you know, I was recently in Mexico for 2 weeks. If you didn't know that, then you should follow me on Furry Amino or Instagram because I am fairly active on those. And hopefully all of you know by now that I was born in Mexico. I was actually born in Mexico City. And so that's one of the places I got to visit on this trip. And I also got to go down to the Yucatan Peninsula, which I had never visited before. So it was super exciting. And I decided that in this video I'm going to be sharing some of what I experienced on this trip. And hopefully you get to learn a little about Mexico and where I come from. And maybe I'll tell you a little bit about myself too along the way. The first thing you might notice is the food. There are food stands pretty much on every street corner. Everything from tacos to pastries, just really good street food. Here in this video, this guy has a portable oven where he is cooking bananas. Not just any bananas, these are plantains or cooking bananas. Very good, very sweet. He's putting some condensed milk on it, which tastes amazing. A little bit of cinnamon. If you haven't ever tried this, you need to because it is delicious. Up next are some of my other favorite Mexican foods. Here's some michote, some tacos al pastor, and pozole, which is a hominy soup. I also love the sweet bread, the jellos, especially the little chicks because they're cute and delicious. You'll see a lot of familiar stores, food places. There's a Chuck E. Cheese's, a Home Depot, a Best Buy here at this mall as well. You're also going to encounter a lot of traffic. But yeah, these stores came in pretty recent years, maybe the last 3 or 4 years or so. So Mexico is becoming more Americanized, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Another Best Buy. There'll also be special deals you only see in Mexico. Little Caesars was a big hit here. The quality is so much better than what we have in the US. It's really good pizza. For some reason, we like putting ketchup on our pizza. I don't know why, but all the pizza places have adapted and provided ketchup for us to put on our pizzas. This is the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe. I was baptized here. This is the Basilica. This is the exact building where I was baptized, which is right next to both the shrine and the basilica. That shrine up on that hill is where the Virgin of Guadalupe is said to have appeared to the Aztec Juan Diego in 1531. That's on top of the where the shrine is, on top of the hill. You can see how huge Mexico City is. There's people even way out in the mountains. Houses up on the mountains. It's crazy. These are the taxis that we have now. There's also a Metro bus. This is the station where you wait. There's the bus. It has its own circulation lane. There's also regular buses. There's also the subway that can take you around, and there's also Uber. A lot of the median strips dividing the streets and highways is turned into parks. There's a lot of these. You'll see a lot of those. There's also exercising equipment like this one has. This one has it as well. There's basketball courts, there's soccer fields, of course there's gyms and other bigger parks that have tracks around them and stuff like that, but I've even seen one with gymnastics equipment. This one has a skate park, which is awesome. You'll of course see a lot of murals and graffiti. Also, there's these bridges where people can walk across, the streets safely. This one also has a bus station attached to it, so that's pretty nice. You're also going to see a lot of street performers, a lot of people trying to make money. Pretty much at every traffic light that you stop at, there's going to be people trying to clean your windows, like this guy is. People selling popsicles or candy or fruits or other types of food. Street performers like this guy. I saw someone juggling machetes, someone juggling torches, fire breathing, someone doing hula hoop tricks. There was a clown, and he couldn't have been a day over 16 years old. This guy was young. I also saw someone juggling a soccer ball, and he was a one-legged man with crutches, so that was really impressive. But yeah, these guys are pretty talented, a lot of these street performers. And then I went to Cancun. This is my plane ride over there. As you can see, it is amazing. If you've never been on a plane, you need to at least once because it is beautiful up there. There's not much wildlife in Mexico City, but down here it's literally a jungle, so there is a lot of wildlife. The first place I went to is called xel-ha. It is an aquatic theme park. There's dolphins, there's manatees, there's scuba diving, there's snorkeling, there's zip lining. It's beautiful. These hammocks were really comfortable. I was snorkeling. We were first in this mangrove kind of area, which I have a little bit of video here on. The water was really clear. The water was really nice. You can also see how clear the water is here. We went from the mangrove down to this river, which is where this video takes place as well. You go down the river and it just kind of opens up, and there's like a bunch of obstacle courses, zip lining, tightrope kind of stuff. That tower that you see in the back, that's a huge water slide. No way I was gonna get on that. So then the river opens up into like a lake. It is open to the ocean on one side, so this is ocean water. And the snorkeling was my absolute favorite thing. There were so many cool fish, a lot of tiny fish, a lot of big fish. There was just so much to see. I had gone snorkeling one time in the ocean, but not quite like this. This was really amazing. I was literally snorkeling in the water for 3 hours straight. I was just having so much fun. I do also like scuba diving. But I was not able to do this on this occasion. I'm the only one in my family that knows how to scuba dive, so I didn't really want to do that by myself. I would rather just snorkel with my family. So maybe I'll have to come back and scuba dive another time, but I am scuba certified. I got my certification in Ohio, where I live now. And you might think it's kind of weird to be scuba certified in Ohio because there's no ocean, but we have the Great Lakes, we have quarries, and those are a lot of fun to scuba dive in as well. Even though the water usually really, really cold. But that's okay. It's still fun, but this was definitely really cool, just seeing all the fish, which I have a slight obsession with. I love fish. I love fish keeping. I cannot wait to get like a humongous 1,000-gallon tank one day. I'm that kind of crazy fish person. If you're Floridian, you are familiar with these. This is an iguana. There are a ton of them down here, but they are native, so they don't pose any threats. There's a lot of native history here to learn from. There's a lot of caves to explore. Just a really neat place to visit. The next place I visited is called Tulum. It is an ancient Mayan port city, so it is right along the ocean. There's a lot of really cool ruins and pyramids. Also, check out this cactus. See the balls at the ends of the leaves? Those are the cactus fruit. And here's the cliffside of the Mayan port city. As you can see, it's really windy, but it is really hot outside, so that ocean breeze feels absolutely incredible. Really nice view up there. Neat little birds. People dressed as Mayan warriors. And here are the flyers. They are performing La Danza de los Voladores, or the Dance of the Flyers. This is an ancient ceremony that was thought to have been created to ask the gods to end a severe drought. This ancient ceremony is still being performed, as you can see. And so they climb this 30-foot pole, and they wrap that rope around so they can spin as they descend. And there they go. And one of them plays a flute and a drum while they're spinning. So, yeah, it's just a really neat thing to witness. There's just so much culture a lot of ancient culture that is still present. And it's just a really cool thing to witness. But yeah, they spin around until they come all the way down to the ground. I also got to see some sea turtles. I went snorkeling with them. The water was really clear, the water was warm, it was just a great experience. I then visited chaak-tun, which is a cenote or cavern, a little stick bug. There's the opening where we came in. Opening to where the water is was, I actually went snorkeling in here. Here's when we were first going in. And it was very dark down there. All we had were flashlights. We had one flashlight per pair. So, yeah, it was just really cool, very exciting. I admit I was a little apprehensive at first, but it was definitely an excited, nervous sort of feeling. Look how clear that water is. I mean, it was ridiculous. Beautiful. It was, yeah, it was amazing. I absolutely loved being in there. It is probably my favorite part of the trip, to be honest. And just look again how clear that water is. Oh my goodness. Oh, and there were catfish in there. There weren't too many creatures in there. There were catfish, there were guppies, which is pretty cool. Little shrimp, I saw a little shrimp. That was pretty neat. What else? There's bats in there, obviously, in the cave. There were water roaches, blind water roaches, completely white. What else? Trying to think of what else was in there. Of course, like little worms hanging from the stalactites. It's pretty neat. And, oh, these, like scorpion spiders. Oh, those were cool. Those were neat. Yeah, it was just a really amazing experience. Oh, there's a little shrimp. Yeah, all the stalactites were pretty amazing to see. And this was huge, this cave or cavern. And there were a few obstacles in there that we kind of had to go through. It was all pretty much pretty deep water. Some of it was dry land. Some of it was about ankle deep, like there. Well, I guess that's more like the calf, but still. And here was kind of a narrow path that we had to go through. Yeah, so it was just a really cool adventure. Right here is where our tour guide asked us to turn off our lights, and it was pitch black. It was so cool, and it was so quiet. All you could hear were the little droplets from the stalactites, and that was just really amazing. See, look how black it is. Awesome. I then visited Chichen Itza, another ancient Mayan city, and this pyramid is really cool. If you clap at the base of the pyramid, the echo from up top is going to sound like a quetzal bird call, or almost like a little dinosaur call you can hear in this next clip. And go back again if you have to, because that is just a really cool thing. Here's the court where they would play the Mayan ball game, where they would try to get a ball through those hoops using mostly their hips. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a clip from the Road to El Dorado.
This is how the gods should play ball! But don't blame me. I blame you. What is the object of this game, pray tell?
Gotta knock the ball through the hoop.
What hoop?
That hoop.
That's impossible. We're gonna lose.
Julio! The hit!
So yeah, it was really cool to see and to learn about. It was huge. And that's where people got sacrificed after the game. Here's some more ruins, the observatory, just really cool stuff. Here's a cool mall that we went to that had a bunch of life plants, had a bunch of fountains and ponds. The nightlife was awesome. The centers have a lot of really cool stores that you can go to, a lot of good food places, places you can party up in, lots of loud music, really cool. And then I flew back to Mexico City for my last day in Mexico. The last place I visited was Teotihuacan, or the City of the Gods, which is not Mayan, but Aztec. There were actually people before the Aztecs living here, so it is thought that it is even older than the ancient Mayan cities that I just showed you. This is the Pyramid of the Sun. It is huge. I think it is the third largest pyramid in the world. And you are allowed to climb it, so that's awesome. That's the Pyramid of the Moon. It is smaller, but still pretty cool. You can also climb it. Here is the view from the Pyramid of the Moon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I convinced you to go visit sometime. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.